So is Tomson in the house? Yes. Oh, Tomson, we were worried about you. So I knew Tomson Highway only through his plays, and his name was always associated with issues relating to the problems, the challenges, the injustices of the Aboriginal experience here in Canada. So I was unprepared. In fact, I was bowled over to hear him tickle the ivories and to have his easy way with Broadway show tunes. Tomson Highway, come on up here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm glad you're here, Tomson.
Thank you for being here. I almost didn't make it. Oh, I came so close to canceling. In any case, I just come from the most beautiful part of the world, northern Manitoba, that most people will never get a chance to see because it's way, way too remote. The only way up to get up there finally is bush plane, which is what happened yesterday. The plane, in order to get up there and come back, you have to take a whole series of planes that string you. You have to store a string you. I live in the Sudbury area in the summertime, Sudbury, Toronto, Winnipeg, Tomson, this, and further north until you're flying these, until you're right in the back of a caribou, just to get home, and just hanging onto the antlers. It's true. I'm not the kind of person who likes to lie. I know I look like a liar, but I'm not. In any case, yeah, my father was a caribou hunter, and my mother was a caribou. Which is why I know everything there is to know about bestiality. I started life off as, even though I was born in a tent, which is why I'm so intense, because we were all born in tents, all 12 of us. I'm the 11th of 12 children. My father was a caribou hunter, born up there where Manitoba meets the corner of Nunavut and the Northwest Territories in Saskatchewan, that little tiny corner. There's nothing up there but thousands and thousands of lakes. 10,000 the last time I counted. Oh man, Reindeer Lake, the lake, the biggest lake in the area, straddles the Manitoba-Saskatchewan border, the most beautiful lake in the world. If you ever get a chance to go up there, it is just the most awesome lake. Imagine Lake Erie with about 10,000, imagine Lake Erie with about 1,000 islands. Most of them surrounded by beautiful, soft, powdery gold sand beaches, and no people. That's my lake. That's my... And those of us who come from up there, we're hearing rumblings about development up there, gold mines and diamond mining and silver mining and whatnot, and more development. And it's like anything we can do to save this land, this Garden of Eden that was given us, we would like to do. And I think our artists are very much a part of that effort. In any case, being born up there and learning how to play the piano was a bit of a challenge because there wasn't exactly actually we had a Steinway grand piano when just before I was born. My parents bought a Steinway grand piano like this, and we kept it in the back of the tent. And that's and the reason I bring that up is because we come from this impossible to reach part of the world. It's one of the most isolated areas on Earth, not just Canada. And to try to become an artist, at least a theater artist, coming from that kind of culture, that kind of geography, is next to impossible. I mean, I had to go like 5,000 kilometers away from home just to learn to speak English, We didn't speak English back then, and to a very large extent, we still don't. So having to work, my parents didn't. My parents don't speak a word of English. You know why? Because they're dead. Yeah. Anyway, tricked you, didn't I? Anyway. So basically, the subject matter we write about is the fact that, at one point, our mythology, we were always taught in school that the civilization began on this continent in 1492. I think for us, the most significant item of luggage that Columbus had in the hold of his ship for us was this extraordinary mythology in which there was only one god, and this god was male. The most extraordinary, the most remarkable item of baggage he brought with him was this mythology in which the idea of divinity in female form is completely and utterly absent, which I personally find quite disturbing. Because with native mythology that has existed on this continent for thousands of years and has risen out of the very soil that we stand on, that we live on, the very air that we breathe on this continent. At the very, very center of that mythological universe is the idea of a divinity in female form. And you'd have to go into the actual structure of the languages to truly, truly understand that. why God is a she in one language and God is a he in the other language, you know. And in this particular piece, for instance, my brother and I, we did this show in which, there was the very, very first instant that I know of that the central mythological figure, the central figure from Native North American mythology, the trickster, we call him Wisage Chakin Cree, Nanabush in Ojibwe, Glooscap in Micmac, Raven on the West Coast, Coyote on the Plains, etc., etc., etc. He exists in every nation across North America. This clown, this ridiculous, laughing god, basically. This character that the Great Spirit gave to this planet to teach us the essential lesson about the fundamental lesson that the reason for existence on planet Earth is to have one hell of a good time. You know, not to suffer, not to plead guilty, not to apologize. You know, like it's not so much like it's nothing like, oh please God, I know I'm not supposed to be here, but please forgive me. You know, it's not that. It's like like a rock on. You know, that's what we're here for. Life is you know, in one mythological universe, existential plan, and that's what I mean. I could start a war here. In one mythological universe, existence on planet, according to one mythological perspective, existence on planet Earth is a curse from an angry male god, eviction from the garden due to the actions of a woman who talked to the wrong snake on the wrong day. Bad hair day she must have been having that day. And in the other mythology, existence on planet Earth is a gift, it's a blessing from a benevolent female god. That is the essential difference. That is the essential, fundamental difference.